that wasn't the way anyone would have hoped for that game to have gone. It really, really wasn't. I don't think anyone wanted that game to go like that for Indiana. But it could have gone 100 times worse. I'm genuinely, look, as someone, for the playoffs, I like it. I don't mind it. Sometimes there are good losses, or there's never such a thing as a loss better than a win. But sometimes there are you can always take things from a loss. I don't think you could take anything from the loss in the last game. I think that was just a pathetic performance. This was not a pathetic performance at all. Absolutely not a pathetic performance at all. And if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're so close. So close to 35k. If we could hit that by the end of this stream, that would be absolutely insane. We are so close to 35k. And if you guys are live in the stream, or even for the video, if we could get to 1,000 likes, that would be insane as well. We're only 150 or so off. But we got to look at the way the Fever played today. And there were a few things that you kind of know for the playoffs. And in the playoffs, you cannot play Nalissa Smith. We have to just get off Nalissa Smith. Like, Nalissa Smith being part of the, like, late game lineup just cannot be a thing. That just cannot be a thing. She cannot be playing 20 minutes the way she's playing right now. Especially when, obviously, Dantas had the game for freaking season. Dantas was unbelievable. And Temi Fagbenle, I thought was good. I thought was genuinely good. For the Aces, another iffy game by Aja Wilson, but she came up when it mattered. Like, yeah, she had 17 rebounds, but, like, she had a big one at the end, but the Fever just don't go for offensive rebounds. And, like, Fever just missed everything. Fever just missed a lot of shots. She did a 15 and 17 on 15 shots. And look, that's as good as much as you can do. Jackie Young struggled. Kelsey Plum hit some big shots down the stretch with 18. Chelsea Gray was the best player on the floor for either team. Who needs to move when you can hit some of the mad stuff that Chelsea Gray hit? Like, Chelsea Gray, you got to give credit where credit's due. She was fantastic. Chelsea Gray was absolutely fantastic today. And as somebody who's not been very high on Chelsea Gray, like, I've always said it, when Chelsea Gray was healthy, she's the best point guard in the WNBA. And I've been saying for a while hasn't been healthy. She didn't look healthy today, but she seemed to turn back the clock. Alicia Clark hit 1 of 3. Coulson didn't do much. Gustafson hit a big shot. Or Gustafson hit 3? But this was like a game of two halves. In the first half, like, Lexi Hull, again, I don't think she did anything right or wrong. She was just fine. In the first half, this game would have been over. Caitlin Clark could not buy a bucket in the first half. Oh, they stole an assist from Caitlin Clark. Did they? Caitlin Clark had 10 assists, didn't she? Caitlin Clark had 100% had 10 assists. I'm looking at the ESPN box score. Oh, they took an assist away from Caitlin Clark. Boo. Boo, they took an assist away. How did they take an assist away from her where she dribbles in, dumps it to Temi? Temi takes 1 dribble and scores. Surprisingly enough, like, Caitlin Clark on iffy shooting percentages, it was a whole lot worse to start the game. Caitlin had 0 at halftime. She ended the game with an 18-point near triple-double, but, like, she had 0 in the first half with 2 blatantly bad offensive fouls and a technical foul, which was soft. Very soft. Aaliyah Boston, I thought, was really good at the end. Again, she had a really slow first half. And then it was a tale of two halves for Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell was the only... she basically played by herself. The rest of the team in the first half scored 16 points. Kelsey Mitchell herself had 19. Appreciate that. Thank you, Will. Thank you for the $10. Really appreciate that. But, like, you have got Kelsey Mitchell, who was unbelievable. She scored 1 point in the second half, and it was on a free throw where she missed. And, like, this game was lost on the free throw line. Temi Fagbenle in the fourth, 0 of 2. Caitlin Clark missed her 2 early in the game. But, like, when we look at third and fourth quarter free throws, 0 of 2 for Nalissa Smith, 1 of 2 for Dantas, 0 of 2 for Temi, 1 of 2 for Kelsey Mitchell. Like, the game was lost on the free throw line. It really was. It really was lost on the free throw line. I thought Erica Wheeler came in and gave good minutes. Like, this is the playoff rotation. This, well and truly, is the playoff rotation. Like, you cannot play Katie Lou Samuelson, and I think they treat this like a playoff game. But fair play to the Aces. They stepped up. And again, this just shows the depth in the Aces is that, like, even when Asia's not having a great game, like, she can go and, or the team can go win. Because we saw in the first half and at parts of the game, like, the Fever go where Caitlin goes. The Fever literally go where Caitlin goes. When Caitlin wasn't on the floor for 5 minutes in the first quarter, they scored 2 points. The Fever go where Caitlin goes. And if Caitlin does not play exceptionally well, this team doesn't win games. And that is the issue with this team. That genuinely is the issue with this team. As far as the referees are concerned, look, the Aces get the Aces whistle. Aja got a phantom foul late in that game. Caitlin Clark on one drive. Like, it took the referees a second and a half to call her getting hip-checked into her bench. She was running the break and got hip-checked into her bench by Jackie Young. And the referees waited. Like, the referees saw her go out of bounds and blew their whistle and waited a second to like, what are we doing? I thought they were going to call out of bounds. I thought they were going to call out of bounds on a hip check. But Christy Sides actually complained to a ref for once. And the one thing I will say is Becky Hammon managed to complain so much that the refs changed their call. For everyone saying complaining to the refs doesn't do anything, the referees changed their call because Becky Hammon complained so much for on and out of bounds play. Again, I think the referees controlled the game more than anything, making it not even an overly physical game. They just fouled the living daylight out of us. And look, if our referees are going to allow that type basketball, just hacking, the Aces are going to beat the Fever every time. They're physically bigger. They're a physically bigger team. But yeah, the only team to sweep the Fever. And I do like the fact that it looked like the Aces were pulling away and the Fever never let them pull away. The Fever pulled the game back. They tied it at 60 apiece. Caitlin Clark, after one of probably her worst half of her season, she goes and has one of her best halves. I genuinely thought that was her second half was one of the best halves that she had this season. So she had an 18-point second half. You can't complain about that. Like, it is what it is. So an all-around solid enough game. I do wish in general that it had gone a little bit differently. Would I have rather Fever won that game? Yeah. But the Fever showed fight. They had a open look with Aaliyah Boston in the corner to tie the game. Great look. She shot it with confidence, in and out. Don't mind it. Really don't mind it. One play, though, that I'm really annoyed about is they have a chance to tie the game and Caitlin Clark goes for the win instead of an open Aaliyah Boston on a seal. I know why she shot the shot, because she was expecting Aaliyah Boston to hold the seal. If she held the seal and the box out, that ball lands in Aaliyah Boston's hands, but she's not Angel Reese. Players don't box out in the WNBA. She wasn't going to hold the seal. If that was Angel Reese in that play, just in that specific play, the ball lands in her hands and it's a layup. May or may not go in, but it's a layup. That's the thing, is like, Aaliyah Boston needed to hold. Caitlin Clark, if Aaliyah Boston held the seal, she had a rebound, a layup, and one to tie it. Caitlin Clark should have thrown the pass, but if she makes the shot, everyone's calling her a hero. But at the end of the day, look, the team fought hard. They played hard on defense. They did an unbelievable job guarding the MVP. And I thought, if you watch this game, I thought Caitlin Clark played exceptionally well in the defensive end. That is the one thing that I really took from that. And it's like, there's a lot of positive for the Fever. Look, the Aces are clicking. The Aces, I don't think they were better today, but I think in the previous 3 games, they were way better. Like, I don't think there's a robbery. Like, it was a robbery game today. I thought this was a game that could go either way. But the last 2-3 games, the Aces have been way better than the Fever. So the Aces through this season series have dominated. They got the sweep. It is what it is. But I like the fact the Fever fought back. It's a good look coming into the playoffs. I don't think there was any crazy decisions made by Christy Sides, other than the fact that she refused to review players, won't take a tech, but that's Christy Sides' nature. She's not Becky Hammon. She's not that type of coach, which I think it's hard to not be that type of a coach and coach in one of the top pro leagues in the world. But yeah, I didn't mind the rotations. I thought Demiris Dantas played really well. I thought Wheeler played well. I thought the 3 players on the bench played well. If you're looking at this game, Caitlin had a bad first half, unbelievable second half. Kelsey Mitchell had an unbelievable first half, bad second half. Same with Leah Boston, unbelievable second half, bad first half. And Alyssa Smith was just bad. I think it's going to be hard to play an Alyssa Smith 20 minutes game in the playoffs. She just doesn't do anything. That's just the unfortunate truth about it all, is that she doesn't do anything. But fair play to the Aces and fair play to Chelsea Gray. Like, I've watched a lot of Aces games this season and she's been poor. Is the best I've seen Chelsea Gray since pre-injury. And it's not even that she looked like she was moving better. She was just making crazy stuff. And Caitlin Clark was guarding her well. And she was just falling over. She was like catching it on jump stops, just jumping backwards. And I'm like, there's nothing you can do about that. But yeah, I don't mind it. I thought it was a decent game. Thought we were okay. We were fine. We were absolutely fine.